Boom. Awesome. Okay, now we're recording. So we're gonna share with you tonight a little bit about GLP-1. We're gonna share with you the product. You're gonna meet some people that are actually using the product. You're gonna hear from them, and we're gonna talk a little bit. Really, just going to start out with a level set with everybody right now. So let me share my screen again. All right, we're going to talk about activation. Well, what is activation? Because LifeVantage is the activation company. And so activation is much different than supplementation. Okay, and many of you are familiar with supplements. Supplement is something that you take when you're deficient in some sort of nutrient. And we're not talking about supplements here. We're going to be talking about activators. Supplements are something that simply bridge a nutritional gap. Activation is much more powerful. Activation is about harnessing those built-in cellular pathways into our cells, and then our cells, in a response, they produce a healthy result. And I want you to remember this phrase: take it to make it. Okay, take it to make it, because we're not just taking it to take it, which is what we do with supplements. Again, we're just bridging that nutritional gap. We are taking something that has a synergistic effect in our body, activating that cellular pathway. And in response, our cells are making that good stuff that we need to make. And it's basically getting the body to do what it's designed to do already. And in fact, what it used to do when you were young. So I am going to introduce you to one of my good friends. I'm going to introduce you to Kazzi Teel. Kazzi Teel. Kazzi is a farm girl born and raised in the heartland of South Dakota. She has 3 kids, raised by her and her husband, Shane. She is a business leader with a lot of years of experience in corporate America. And she just has that passion for wellness, fitness, and helping people. And so I'm going to let Kazzi explain a little bit more about GLP-1 in case you've been under a rock and haven't heard of GLP-1 or know what it's good for. So Kazzi, are you with us?
I am, Brian. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Hey guys, welcome. My name is Kazzi Teel. I live in a little tiny town in Colton, South Dakota. I'm also an executive leader with LifeVantage. 14 years ago, I was introduced to activation. And I thought that if this is even half real, this is going to change the world, because I did not understand it at the time. But something told me that we were onto something. And when I was introduced to activation, I was so pumped to learn about some of the initial processes that we were activating as far as slowing the aging process, increasing our collagen production, opening up our brain. So I was pumped about the products, so excited about the company behind everything. But where I was pleasantly surprised was the caliber of people that I got to lock arms with and partner. And Brian and his wife, Holly, are absolutely incredible leaders in our company. They're leading the charge, helping so many people. And I'm so grateful that Brian was able to kick us off tonight and explain a little bit about what is activations versus supplementation. And tonight we're talking about GLP-1. That is an acronym for glucagon-like peptide 1. Say that 5 times, guys. But seriously, what GLP-1 is, it's an essential hormone in our body that is responsible for things like regulating our blood sugar, controlling our appetite, and helping with digestion. And when you hear GLP-1, it's literally everywhere. Like, it's everywhere. It's the darling of the weight loss industry, because it works. Okay, it works. It's helping people everywhere lose weight. And the way that traditional GLP-1s are working today is they are prescription drugs that are prescribed by doctors for a very specific condition. So there has to be a specific reason that a doctor is prescribing this. And when they do, it's prescribed as a drug that is a synthetic form of this GLP-1 hormone. Remember, this essential hormone your body is making right now. We're prescribing drugs, and these are dosed and they're injected. And when they're injected, they're designed to help your body do the things that I just said this hormone does, because these drugs are designed to mimic what natural GLP-1 is doing. And so what's interesting about this is, again, you have to go to the doctor. There's needles, there's insurance, there's all kinds of things involved in the conversation, and they clearly work. Okay. Now, how they work is different on everybody. Not everybody has an amazing experience. Some people have got really rough side effects. But let's face it, this wellness technology works. That is why it's a $50 billion a year industry right now. And when you look at where this industry is going, this is slated to be, get this, $160 billion industry in just weight loss. Okay, I'm talking just GLP-1 for weight loss, $160 billion in the next 8 years. So if you're hearing what I'm hearing this technology is here and it's here to stay. But what we are here to talk about tonight is going to knock your socks off, because what we are doing right now is shocking the world. We're shocking the industry because we are taking activation to a whole new category. We are talking GLP-1 activation. I'm not talking synthetic. I'm talking about getting into your body, finding exactly where this hormone is produced and turning that switch back on, because your body, your beautiful body that God gave you, is making this hormone right now. And as we age, we make less. And so the option today is to get a prescription of a synthetic that is going to give you an experience. But what we are telling you today is you can go into your own body and turn that switch back on. And when we turn that switch back on, guess what? You are making more of your essential GLP-1 hormone that's regulating your blood sugar, controlling your appetite, quieting this something called food noise. I didn't even know that word existed, but now I'm understanding what it is and why it's a big deal. It's helping control your hunger, your digestion. And what's super interesting about your own body doing the work, now we're taking things out of the equation, like a doctor's visit, a prescription, a trip to the pharmacy, a dose, a needle, all of those things that are happening today. And I just, oh my goodness, you guys, I have to share this with you because I love looking at this, because GLP-1, again, we're marketing this as a weight loss product because it's the darling of the weight loss industry. But get this, when you can activate your own body's hormone, listen to this, not only does it promote weight loss, because now we're signaling the brain on when we're full, because how many times we eat when we're not really hungry? We're improving blood sugar control, reducing food cravings, slowing gastric emptying, which means it gives us that effect of feeling full longer. Oh my goodness, boosting insulin sensitivity, which helps our insulin be more efficient. Big deal right there. Lowering the risk of heart disease. Ding, 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 ding. That's all I'm going to say. This isn't Kazzi Teel's ideas. This is what the medical professionals are telling us what happens when you upregulate your own GLP-1. Get this. Enhances fat burning. Hello, give me some of that. Supporting liver health, neuroprotective effects by potentially lowering the risk of neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's. Are you kidding me? This is right from the science, you guys. Improving energy levels and supporting long-term maintenance. And so when I heard we were bringing this activator to market, I had to know more. I had to know more, and I'm so grateful that we get to be the ones that not only get to tell you about this, but we are the company that's launching this. It's going to give you this gift, because now, guess what? Guess what? We get an absolute gift tonight, because I've been learning, hearing, getting so excited about everybody's story, because I haven't tasted this yet. I have not been able to experience this yet, but I get to introduce two of my very favorite people in this company to share their experience, because like Brian said, activation is the real deal. Activation is like, when I was a little kid, I loved playing on the telephone, like the rotary dial telephone with the long cord. And I would stand in line at school to talk on the phone because it was a very, very special thing. Fast forward 40 plus years, every kindergartner knows how to operate an iPhone 16. So technology has gone from rotary dial phone to iPhone 16. Dondee and Marci Nettles are going to introduce you to the iPhone 16 edition to wellness. We're not talking Flintstone vitamins anymore. We're talking activation. And what I love about these two is they both are not only they're incredible individuals, they're amazing leaders. They both come from the service industry. When I say service, I mean Marci spent her life building a career in law enforcement, serving people. Dondee spent his career in chiropractic medicine, serving people. They have a heart to serve. They have a heart to help. And not only are they amazing leaders, they're two of the top leaders in LifeVantage. And they're here tonight, not only to bless us with their incredible experience with this product, but they're going to tell us more as to why now, why LifeVantage, why this is amazing. So Dondee and Marci, mwah, take it over, my friends.
Oh, we love you, Kazzi. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
thank you so much, Kazzi. I want to use the reference you just made about
the whole technology being like iPhone 16. Well, we don't want to leave out the Android people and the Samsung people. So it includes you guys too. But I want to go back to, I want to use that as the most common or the most technologically advanced reference. But it's actually not the iPhone 16 or the new Samsung or Android. It's the smoke signal version of communication, because we're going all the way back to the way our bodies were designed. That's what activation is. Technology that we have today just allows us to understand it on a deeper level, but we're talking smoke signal. We'll put a blanket over a fire and we'll talk through smoke signal clouds. That's how the body is supposed to work, and that's how the body's always worked, and that's exactly what we're doing. And it's when people ask questions about, well, I've got this, or my friend has this, or my neighbor has this, can this work? We're all coming from a standpoint of treating disease when we ask questions like that. We're not asking about, when the body works right, is there a side effect to it? No, there's no side effects when the body works right. We are just so conditioned to ask questions based on a medical point of view. And the interesting thing about this is, why did the GLP-1 products come about in the first place? Well, it was for type 2 diabetics, and here's the point. When diet and exercise don't work. Diet and exercise always work. But the problem is the doctors that prescribe the medicine are not qualified to have a diet and exercise conversation. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Doctors have no education on nutrition, not even one class. I'm talking medical doctors. The top graduates of Stanford Medical School and Harvard Medical School do not take one class on nutrition. So they cannot have a conversation with you about proper usage of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and have a macros conversation with you and what kind of cardiovascular exercise to do, because they're not equipped to have that conversation, and they're not licensed to have that conversation, which is why they don't have the conversation, which is why it's easier to hear, take this shot. It's going to be better for you when exercise and dieting doesn't work. Well, exercise and dieting always works, but the doctors that are handing out the drugs can't have the conversation. That's why it goes that direction. And it is a massive situation. As Brian kind of alluded to earlier, and Kazzi just knocked it out of the park with, here's a number for you. 42 million Americans are taking a GLP-1 activating drug at this very second. 42 million Americans are taking a GLP-1 drug because and a lot of them know about the side effects, and they're taking it anyway because they don't know what else to do. We are dealing with a hopeless, ignorant population that is praying for answers. That's how I know this is going to be the best launch in LifeVantage history, because we're dealing already with a population of people that are literally begging for what we know. And that's how powerful this is going to be.
Yeah, we actually have a solution to an emotional issue that people are willing to do anything to take care of, right? And so, I mean, we have got our hands on something so huge. So Dondee's actually been with LifeVantage for over 15 and a half years, and I have been for over 13 and a half. And I will tell you that we have never been as excited as we are now with this launch and with what we are going to be able to do to help people in their life journey, their weight journey, right? And so I'm going to share the screen so that Dondee can go through some things here. Sharing's not turned on. So maybe we won't share the screen. That's okay. Unless, Brian, do you want to give us host and we'll share screen?
Yep, hang on.
Okay, no worries. No worries. But while we're talking about that, we have been utilizing the products and absolutely loving our experience. What I will tell you is it is the most simple thing that we have added into our lifestyle that has made all the difference in the world. And so for me, I've experienced like a rewiring of my brain. Within 2 days, as I was walking past the mirror, I was looking at myself and it's like, you're thinner already. You look thinner already. And those are not the things that I was saying to myself before when I would see myself in the mirror. I was so frustrated with the weight gain. I'm in my mid-50s and everything was getting harder when it came to my physique. And so when I started saying those things to myself, it was catching me off guard, and it was totally the weirdest thing ever, but the most amazing thing too, to be saying good things about myself when I'm looking in the mirror. I mean, think about that. What will that by itself do for you when you get started? Then the food noise went silent. It's like there was extra space in my head where I wasn't focused on food all the time. cravings went away. I had major sugar addictions. I mean, sugar, pastries, all of those things that we know aren't good for us, but my body, my brain was saying, oh, that looks good. You need that. Oh yeah, you should eat that. You'll be happy if you eat that. Oh yeah, that's going to feel good if you eat that. And it was all lies. It was all wrong, right? And that all went away. My sleep improved. My energy went way up. My motivation went crazy high. I was super focused on everything that I was trying to accomplish and needed to accomplish. Plus, I had this really weird experience because I wasn't expecting it. And this is something that we have to wrap our heads around, is that, guys, there is going to be so much more positive that comes along with being GLP-1 activated than we even have any idea about. And what I'm experiencing, what I'm going to tell you about just really quickly, is I had some scar tissue, some fibrosis from surgeries that was very dense tissue. It was very uncomfortable. And the scar was still pink after 3 years. And in 10 days, it had lightened to where I can hardly see the scar. The denseness had gone away and the pain was gone. And so I'm just telling you guys, yes, this is a weight loss product, but it is so much more than that. And then I just feel strong. My core feels strong. And I've had 3 spine surgeries and I haven't felt strong in my core in years. And so that was really huge. And then for me, just overall, my nutrition focus has become a higher priority because I'm not hungry. And so I'm really focusing in on what I'm putting in my body because I know that I need certain things, those good proteins, the good carbs, the good fats, to be able to feed my body for everything that it needs to do to carry me through for my purpose, right? And that's what you will experience as well, as a whole rewiring of your brain. And we'll be showing you some before and after photos here as soon as Holly is going on, but I'm going to share this screen now so Dondee can talk about what he prepared for you guys about our new GLP-1 system.
Yeah, so that is actually the bottles. The labels are faced away because it has the name of it, and we can't give away the name of it. But that is the bottle on the right is 2 capsules, and the first thing in the morning, you take it on with a bunch of water and on an empty stomach. So, and then for at least 30 minutes, no calories at all, because you need this to work. It actually it goes before the big tub on the left, which is the actual fiber, which gives you the sustained fullness. And as Kazzi was talking about, delaying and emptying your stomach content so you feel fuller longer. But that's it. It's a 2-part system, 2 capsules the first thing in the morning, wait at least a half hour. We kind of go 45 minutes to an hour before any intake of calories at all. And then in the tub there, 2 to 4 scoops. We do 2 scoops in the morning, 2 scoops in the evening.
We'll talk a little bit more about that after we
But let's
stop
get into how this works. So the whole thing, and I want to stress this, when Kazzi was talking about what about these magical things with GLP-1, when she was talking about how many people, 50 billion in the next couple of years just on weight loss, but up to 160 billion in the next 8 years just on weight loss. Well, the whole thing about GLP-1, it's a system that works naturally in your body. It's supposed to work. It has incredible wisdom and intelligence behind it. But when we are in the modern day, where convenience food, processed foods, chemical-laden foods, synthetic foods are so popular, they are focusing now on crickets and alternative meats and all these kinds of things because of the problem. That's not the solution. Whole food, good nutrition is the solution. But if you want to eat crickets and stuff, go ahead. But the key here is when this process stimulates naturally, everything works the way it's supposed to work. So it activates GLP-1. And as Kazzi said, this is a natural hormone your body releases after you eat. When there's food in the stomach sends a signal to the L cells in your intestines saying, hey, we got some food coming down, you better get ready. The intestine sends a signal to the pancreas to release insulin. Hey, we've got some food. We're going to need that insulin to break down the glucose, to get it into our muscles and our fat to use as fuel. That's what happens with GLP-1. That's why GLP-1 works. And it also inhibits GLP-1 breakdown because there's an enzyme called DPP-4, which breaks down GLP-1. Guess what? When it works normally, DPP-4 is decreased, and so is it with our product. It inhibits glucagon. Glucagon is what your liver releases when you have low blood sugar, so that it starts to break down fat, releasing glucose back in the blood, so you have a normal, sustained balanced blood sugar. Well, you don't need that when GLP-1 is working optimally. So it inhibits glucagon too. So it doesn't mess up that whole spiking system. It optimizes the gut-brain axis. This is also when the pancreas sends out insulin, it sends a signal to the brainstem, specifically part of the hypothalamus. It's just an incredible feedback loop in your brain, telling the signals, stop eating. Quiets the food noise, quiets the cravings. That all happens in the brain. Optimizes insulin and blood sugar glucose levels. So you're absorbing the glucose, which is the breaking down of the carbohydrates. And then it promotes satiety. Satiety means you're feeling full. The brain sends the signal, you're no longer hungry, you stop eating if we control ourselves. So the benefits, what are the benefits of our product? It activates GLP-1 naturally in people who need it. Why did I just make that distinction? Here's something interesting about people that are overweight and obese. Obese people stop making GLP-1. I'm going to say that again. Obese people stop making GLP-1, meaning their bodies aren't making it at all, which is why they continue to eat, and it never shuts off. And it's always food noise. It's always cravings, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which is why a drug like this synthetic drug works, but it stops producing GLP-1. Well, we just simply turn that back on, regardless of what the scale says now or in the future. It produces GLP-1 again. What does that do? Balances hunger hormones. Ghrelin. When you need to eat and you're hungry, your stomach releases ghrelin.
It's almost like your stomach's growling,
Right.
but it's growling.
It's a hormone. So ghrelin is a hormone, leptin is a hormone. When you're done eating, when you're satiated, leptin is released by your fat cells, telling you to stop eating, quiets the food noise and cravings, slows the stomach emptying, as Kazzi said, makes you feel fuller longer, maintains the blood glucose and insulin levels, healthy sustained weight loss. Very important for me to talk about this right here. Healthy sustained weight loss. What does that look like? When diet and exercise work, and they always work unless your body's not creating GLP-1 and unless you continue to eat crap and not exercise. And I'm not being crass, I'm being bold and being legitimate here. Fat loss is what you're supposed to lose, not muscle. When it's normal, healthy, sustained weight loss, you lose 75% of the weight you lose is fat and 25% is muscle, unless you're eating a lot of protein, which minimizes the protein or the muscle loss. But when it's a medically induced weight loss, 66% or 2/3 of what you lose is muscle weight. Only 1/3 is fat weight. So you're getting thin, or you're getting lighter, but you're getting fatter, meaning muscle to fat ratio. You're getting more fat to muscle ratio because most of the weight you're losing is muscle weight, which is why there's major side effects to this. And then better appetite control reduces cravings and snacking. And then the last thing here I want to talk about, go ahead, is the comparison of the drug version versus the activation version. So I'm going to talk about activation first. It's natural versus synthetic. The drug is a synthetic GLP-1, and it tricks the entire system. And I'm going to give you this premise. When you equip the body with what it needs, it will always, always, always respond accordingly. When you trick the body into what you think it needs, it will always, always, always object. And when that happens, the objection is the side effect.
Yes.
Get that. And then no side effects versus side effects. Plateau, meaning everybody who does this eventually, whether they're taking the injectable or the non-injectable, you'll reach a plateau. You'll stop losing weight. The benefits will stop because your body figured out it was being tricked and it's not buying that anymore. And guess what happens? You start gaining the weight back. You start getting depressed and all the other stuff that happens with that. Easy to take versus shots. I don't know if some people may think shots are easy. Not me. I'd much rather take 2 capsules with some water and 2 to 4 scoops and drink it. That's way easier than getting shots. Sorry. Healthy sustained weight loss versus the medical approach. And I'm going to say this again. This is what it is. Mostly fat loss when it's the healthy sustained way. 75% of your weight loss is fat loss. And if you're taking extra protein, it's even more. Versus the muscle loss, 66% on the injectable and the oral parts. And then appetite control and food relationship versus chemical manipulation. And you guys have probably seen the injectable variety commercial where they were showing a guy eating an ice cream cone. That meaning that you don't have to change your lifestyle at all. Just take our drugs and you'll lose weight, which is true. The problem is you don't learn anything about nutrition. And when you stop taking the drug, you gain the weight back because you didn't learn the habits. Because no drug, and I'm going to say this again, no drug ever takes the place of healthy lifestyle habits. And that's the mic drop on our comparison, because we are learning healthy habits. We're triggering healthy habits again. And that's how the body is supposed to work. Healthy, sustainable habits, in this case, with proper hormone balance.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when I was talking about that brain rewiring, that's what's happening when your willpower is being ignited. You are just automatically being conscious in the decisions that you're making to put it inside your mouth or not, right? And so let me show you really quick here. So the capsules, 2 a day, first thing in the morning. We keep these next to our sink in our bathroom. And so we take these first thing in the morning with a full glass of water. And then you need to wait, and this is before any calories. So no, you cannot take it with your latte or whatever. Full glass of water, no calories. Wait a minimum of 30 minutes. Okay, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that intermittent fast, and we've gotten a lot of questions about intermittent fasting and when would they take the powders. Well, basically we do that as well. So we wait until we're breaking our fast. So whatever time you do have your first meal, we just have this like right before. So we do it, and then we have our meal that breaks our fast. So guys, this is so good. And it's basically, these are the scoops, the size of the scoop. You do 4 of these in a day. You can do all 4 at one time if you want to get it out of the way, or like we do, just because it keeps me feeling full even longer, is I break it up into 2 different. So I have one, when I mentioned before my first meal, and then I have another, like we're going to have it as part of our dinner tonight, because we're going to have a protein shake with all kinds of goodies in there to get all those extra protein grams into our diet. But it's that simple, guys. And you can modify it however you want, other than the hard line, the 2 capsules first thing in the morning, full glass of water, wait a minimum of 30 minutes before you consume any calories. And then you can go about your day, adding in those 4 scoops wherever you want to. So it's really, really simple. I know that the amazing Holly has got some great testimonials, and we'll talk a little bit more about our testimonials as she's showing pictures. But Holly and Brian have become like dear friends. I would even say brother, sister to us. We adore them. We have traveled to so many different places with them, and Kazzi too. I mean, there is not, in this group of people that are on here right now, we just love and adore every single one of them. And more importantly, we respect them, because we know that we can trust what they say and what their hearts are doing, because they have hearts for the people and servants. So Holly and Brian, Holly, when they had awesome and in their amazing ordeal, and if you don't know that story, you'll have to hear it someday, but they are just pillars of who you want to surround yourself with. So we're super excited to be on this journey with Brian and Holly and with Kazzi. But Holly, do you need us to give you the
No, she's unmuted, so she can take it away.
she needs to share though, right?
I've got the share. I've got her share here.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'm in control.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. All right, Holly.
It says she needs to be unmuted.
Oh, I gotta unmute her again. Hang on.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my fault. I got trigger happy, and I pushed the button, and you unmuted me, and then I muted myself again, and I couldn't unmute myself again. So, oh my goodness, yes. And Brian, I think you have the slides actually. So if you even wanted to just pop those up there, I really appreciate it. I don't know about you all, who, first of all, thank you for joining us this evening. We know that we're all busy, right? We have stuff going on. Life is happening. But you took time out tonight to be able to learn about this. And even knowing what I know, I continue to be blown away by the stories and the things that I'm hearing that people say and what they're experiencing. Because like Kazzi, we haven't had the pleasure of experiencing the product itself yet. I say yet because we are so eager. We're going to be hitting that order button instantly on the 11th of October. But luckily, we know individuals like the Nettles personally who are walking us through their journey. They have been vulnerable. They have shared with us their experiences on this. And so the first slide that you can see, if you can see these before and after pictures. So after 30 days, and I know, thank you so much, Marci, first of all, for sharing really how this product is making you feel. And we've got a really cool video we're going to share with you also, that you get to actually hear it straight from someone's mouth versus us speaking for someone. But these products go beyond just seeing your body physically change. And I think that that's so important. People are feeling energized. Their mindset has shifted on how they see food, how they see themselves, right? The things that they feel like they can accomplish. They're feeling like and I'm going to steal this from Kazzi. Like she said, you go from feeling deprived to feeling empowered. And I love that. I love that. Who doesn't want to feel in control and feel empowered, especially when it comes to their personal choices and when it comes to the food that we put in our body. So after 30 days, if you can see Marci's picture she shared with us, she's down 7 pounds and almost 11 inches. 11 inches. And I love that Dr. Dondee talked about this, because when we talk about weight loss, it's not just about the pounds, because we want to lose fat, not muscle. We want to lose fat the right way. We want to lose that weight the right way. And yes, maybe that scale is going down, but if you're losing muscle, you're not improving your health for the long term. Okay. And so I love this. So thank you so much, Dondee, for sharing, or Marci, for sharing these pictures. The next one actually is of Dondee. Dondee's actually had some great results with this product as well. He has lost, I think it was like 33 days. So keep me honest here, right? We want to be honest with everybody. 33 days, 11.2 pounds and 4 inches off his waistline. Look at those pants. He literally shows the notches on the belt. And I love that. I mean, what, you can't get a better visual than that. I mean, it honestly looks like he took someone else's pants and put it on as a gag and then tightened up the belt really tight. Those are his pants. All right. He couldn't even wear those jeans 30 days ago. And now, I mean, and look at the gap now that he has in there. Make sure you take before. Yes. Make sure when you make the decision to start your GLP activation journey, take the pictures. Even if you keep them to yourself, because I know how vulnerable it can be to put yourself out there like that, take them for yourself. Sometimes we don't always see the differences that are happening in our body until we actually see those before and after pictures. It's the same with our activated collagen and our skincare. Sometimes we just don't realize the changes that are happening unless we do that. So Dondee, 11 pounds, Marci, 7 pounds, and inches, literally inches off their body as well. The next person, Shauna. Oh my gosh. I know everyone on this call, Kazzi and the Nettles, we all know Shauna so closely. Years and years, we've had the pleasure to get to know this incredible woman. She's an amazing mom. She's an incredible business person. Oh my gosh. And there's just this one thing that she's always kind of struggled with, right? And she's never let it stop her. She's always unstoppable and she's very courageous. But the fact that she was willing to put herself out there, and I wish I could have played the video for you guys this evening so that you could hear the emotion in her voice when she talks about what this product is doing for her mental mindset, her state, on what she knows is possible. So in 5 weeks, she's down 16 pounds. 16 pounds. Can I get a woo woo in the chat for that? I mean, come on, you at 16 pounds and 5 inches. We're talking about a woman who's tried everything and has just struggled. All right. She just came back from an anniversary trip, or a trip with her husband. And she talked about how, you know, let's be honest, when we go on trips, we want to eat all the food and we want to experience all the things. She was able to have a great time, but not feel like the food was controlling what she was doing. She didn't feel like she had to have dessert. She was fine with having a taste. She didn't feel like she had to eat everything that was on her plate. And everything that they did wasn't focused around the next snack or the next food. And she had an incredible time. 16 pounds in 5 weeks, you guys. And then last but not least, we're actually going to share a video for you. Thank you, Kazzi, for sharing this video. Actually, this is a mom of 8. A mother of 8. That's not a typo. We're not misstating that. A mother of 8, Andrea. And I'm just going to let you listen to Andrea share her experience so far with this product.
To give you an update, I am done with my first month of GLP-1 activation from LifeVantage. I got to be one of the very, very, very lucky 55 who earned the trip to Park City, Utah to test this product, and I love it. To say it is life-changing is an understatement. It is seriously life-changing. I am down 11 pounds in the first month. That's 141.8 down to 130.6. The food noise is gone. If you don't know what food noise is, you will know when you don't have it anymore. It's amazing. You're not ruled by food. You rule what goes in your body. The gut-brain connection is so aligned. Your brain is calling the shots. Your brain knows what your body needs and wants. And so I've been reaching for nourishing things, reaching for proteins, reaching for vegetables, anything that's good and nurturing for my body. I used to say I ate an 80-20 where I did 80% very, very clean, from scratch, organic, clean vegetables and everything. And then I had a 20% of a lot of bad habits. And a lot of it is a sugar addiction. Especially like as kids, you know, all these candies we used to have, like I will still reach for them, you know, secretly and grab them, or love chocolate. I can't get enough of it. I would say now I'm like at a 98.2 or a 99.1. I'm so excited for the new body that I'm building, and I'm so excited for you to try it.
So there you have it, Andrea, straight from it's always nice to hear straight from the individuals who are experiencing it, so you can hear the reflections in their voice, right? And you can just tell that they're just so genuine in what they're sharing with you, and they're not here just to hype you up on a product, because that's not what this is about. This is about rewiring your relationship with food. And that to me is unbelievably powerful. And so just a couple more minutes for those of you, I appreciate you hanging out with us. And you may be asking yourself this, well, okay, here, that all sounds great. I love the before and after pictures. You're speaking my language, but what's this going to cost me? So full transparency, let's be honest. I personally know individuals who currently are doing synthetics. They're having side effects, unfortunately, but they feel that those side effects are worth it to be able to look at themselves differently in the mirror. And that's heartbreaking to me. And they're spending $300, $400, almost $800 for some people, because they don't necessarily have diabetes or not getting approved for their prescription, right? Insurance isn't covering this stuff, but they feel like this is their only solution. And we have an alternative for them. And so GLP pricing for consultants, it's going to be $159.99. This is a month supply, you guys. All these products are a full month supply. All right. Customer subscriptions, you can get it for $179.99. For less than $200, you can get this a system. It's a two-part system, okay? Two-part system. Yeah, Kazzi said national average is $1,300 for a prescription, right? The synthetic versions on average are $500 a month. Or if you want, you can do a one-time retail of $199.99, but I don't know why you would want to do that. So what do you do now? You may be asking yourself, I have all this information. I'm armed with it. I'm pumped. I'm excited for when we go live. And again, the product is going to go live on October 11th. So mark your calendar, set an alarm. But here's what there's a couple ways you can do this. One, become a customer. Start your activation journey, subscribe. You can save with stacks. We offer different stack bundles based off of specific areas of your health that you're focused on, right? We want to meet you where you're at. And that's what it's about today. So for maybe boosting your metabolism before the GLP comes out, maybe getting your gut back in check. I will tell you, people who have gotten their gut in check, their results have almost been 3 times fold, right? Because they've gotten their gut in order. The product's still amazing. You're going to see the benefits regardless, but there is something to be said about getting your body activated. So become a customer. And by doing that, if you're not already a customer, get back with the person who invited you on this very presentation tonight. Let them know what you're interested in, and they will give you a personalized link to get started. Or if you've been listening to this information, you're like, oh my gosh, I know people that are struggling. I know individuals who are looking for an alternative and a solution. I know individuals who are maybe taking a synthetic and aren't loving it, but feel they have no other alternative. Become a consultant. Now is the best time to be a part of a company when we are launching a brand new product. That energy and that momentum and that excitement, you can't put into words that, and it will propel you. And we can show you what you would need to do to simply get your own product for free. And that could be as easy as sharing it with a few other people. So again, get back with the person invited. Let them know kind of where you're at, right? What are you thinking? And they'll be able to steer you in the right direction. But again, it's all about meeting you where you are at. And so here's the deal. At the end of the day, if you have no interest in getting activated at this particular point in time and becoming a customer today, you're like, no, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait till this product launches. Then get on the list. Let that person know that you are 100% in, you are ready, you are locked and loaded. All they need to do is send you that link when it goes live, and you want them to include you on their hot list, their VIP list. All right. And when they do that, they'll be able to send you that link. I love it. I'm seeing me's. So there you have it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, so much, each and every one of you, for taking that time, for educating yourself, right? Investing in yourself to learn about what this is. And again, I continue to learn new things, and the amount of energy and fire that everybody brought this evening, a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. We did record this, so we will make the recording available again. You'll want to get back with the person who invited you on here. I'm sure they'll be able to hook you up. Give us at least till tomorrow morning if you would be so kind. But until then, I don't know. Does anybody have any last words?
I was going to say, folks, if you have questions, I've seen a lot of questions in the chat. If you did not get your question answered tonight, just ask that question to the person who invited you here tonight. And so they can find the answer out for you. So we don't have all the answers yet, but we can definitely find them for you.
All right, one last thing from us. We want you guys to understand is that when the food noise goes away, the cravings are gone, you're not reaching for snacks any longer. You're not going for those foods that are the expensive ones that go into the pantry. You will be saving so much money on your grocery bill that we've figured it out that it's going to actually pay for our GLP-1 systems every single month. And so just think about that, both of ours. Think about that. Who do you want to take on this journey with you and help them cut their grocery bill so that they can have theirs paid for too? So guys, this is an amazing opportunity. Brian, Holly, thank you. Kazzi, you're freaking amazing. We love you guys. And we cannot wait for all of you to be experiencing what we've experienced. So
Absolutely. So good.
All right.
All right,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Good night. Thank you so much.